before that started taking place, had nice places there, but the property value started to go up, so they couldn't afford to live there anymore. They couldn't pay either the property taxes, or the increases on rent was 200 more than they're used to paying. So who's going to pay that? Well, wealthy people who have money, developers who want to buy up the area. So if you can, all I can say is don't fall for it. Like, if you love your neighborhood the way you claim, then stay. Do something. I drive Uber to stay where I'm at. Like, I like my place and I don't want to ever move out from there, but I do what I have to do to stay where I want to stay. So some consensus need to be made, on the part of people. And if they allow to kind of be baited, because a lot of those people that lived in Druid Hills before, they live out near like 107th and Mill, and a lot of them are like 91st Street. Like, they got moved out there because of subprime housing and Section 8 housing that was just so appealing to them at the time when that was all happening. So it's just like, well, why am I paying, why am I even consider paying $895 here when I can go and my mortgage could be, 3/4 of that?
Yeah.
So it's like, you can't allow, the what you think is, because they cut off all the services out there. The bus routes are slashed. It's just like, it's ridiculous. So, like, you have to look at the bigger picture. Like, I look at, where do I see the city being at 5 years from now, and where do I want to be in the place of the city? Like, before, I didn't even think about that. I was like, all right, Milwaukee's where I live, blah blah blah. It's getting worse, let me move to somewhere where it's a little bit more progressive, you know what I'm saying? But it's here. I found it here, you know what I'm saying? And it took me that transition for it to happen, but some people need to make transitions in order to kind of see, how the other half lives and if they want to live. But like I said, on the same flip of the coin, you got to be willing to fight for the neighborhoods that you live in. Everybody else does.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, there's so many, like, when houses go for sale, like, people won't touch them. Like, they rushed to that land sale because it was like they put a listing in there for $1 and they thought that it was like the house for $1. Like, no, it's like,
yeah, you have to prove that you can pay all the renovation costs.
Right.
But
so it's buying up these other vacant lots that are 50,000, 40,000, and just kind of picking those up, and it's daunting. I know people in real estate as well, and it's not easy. It's not, and people want to say the market's recovering, and it is incrementally, but
I feel like we're getting into the bubble again, because he sees like a house just be on the market for one day, and then people bid like way over the asking price.
Especially with Brewers Hill. I mean, that it's going so hard because of the Bucks. The Bucks training camp is down there. The Bucks Arena is going to be down there. I drive Uber and Lyft on the weekends. And, like, I've seen the transition change. I've seen the transition change from the 3rd ward to the 5th ward, like, overnight.
Yeah.
And, like, I'm 40 years old. Like, I shouldn't be wanting to kick it. Like, I want to go hang out in the 3rd and 5th ward, like, because that's where the limelight is to me. It's like, that's where they're investing in money to people to have a good time.
Yeah.
Like, and when I want to go have a good time, I just want to have a good time, so I don't know, if you don't see that, like, if you don't see it happening and you're just going to be standoffish and say that, I'm just, this is where I'm in it, then you're doing yourself a disservice, so there's a lot of stuff going on around you, and then you're not aware of that, it's, like we say, you get down or lay down, like, it's either you either get with progress or get left behind. You've got to be on that side, because then you go back to kind of, well, the neighborhoods went to crap because I didn't bother to invest in the neighborhood and make ties and know my neighbors, and like, to do the things to keep the neighborhood where it's at. If your neighborhood was if your neighbor was cutting up, you probably never even spoke to him once. I mean, granted, I know people don't want confrontation, but like, we don't do that around here. Like, I tell them, like, we don't do that. I've had to say that to my neighbor that's now gone.